What if I told you that the person most likely to hold you back isn't your enemy, but someone who smiles at you every day? Jealousy rarely announces itself. It doesn't always arrive with anger, insults, or open hatred. More often, it hides behind compliments, fake support, and friendly conversations. While you celebrate your progress, someone else may quietly resent it. And the most dangerous part is that you may never notice until the damage has already been done. Human nature has remained the same for centuries. Your success reveals hearts that words can never expose. In this video, you'll discover 5 powerful lessons that will help you recognize hidden jealousy, protect your peace, and surround yourself with people who truly want to see you succeed. Watch closely, because understanding this could save you from the people you trust the most. 1. Jealousy hides behind a smile. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that jealousy always looks like open hatred. In reality, it usually wears a friendly face. The people who envy you rarely confront you directly because that would expose their true feelings. Instead, they hide behind polite smiles, casual compliments, and conversations that seem supportive on the surface. They may congratulate you on your promotion, praise your achievements, or tell you how happy they are for your success. Yet something always feels slightly off. Their excitement lacks warmth, their words sound rehearsed, and their energy changes the moment the attention shifts to your accomplishments. Jealousy often reveals itself through subtle actions rather than obvious attacks. Watch for the small patterns that most people ignore. A jealous person may constantly compare your success to someone else's, point out flaws in your achievements, or remind you how lucky you were, instead of recognizing the discipline and sacrifice behind your progress. They might laugh when you fail, but become strangely quiet when you succeed. They rarely celebrate your victories with genuine enthusiasm because every step forward you take reminds them of the goals they never pursued or the risks they were too afraid to take. Your growth becomes an uncomfortable mirror, reflecting the gap between where they are and where they wish they could be. This does not mean everyone who disagrees with you is jealous, and it does not mean every quiet reaction is envy. The real lesson is to pay attention to consistent behavior over time, rather than judging people by a single conversation. Words can be carefully chosen, but repeated actions reveal genuine intentions. Human nature has a way of exposing itself through patterns that cannot be hidden forever. Powerful people understand this simple truth. Never judge loyalty by compliments alone. Judge it by how people react when life begins to reward you. The people who truly care about you will celebrate your victories without feeling diminished by them. Those who secretly resent your progress may smile to your face, but their actions will quietly tell a very different story. 2. Never share every victory. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is learning to keep some of your victories to yourself. In a world where people feel pressured to share every achievement, every promotion, every new opportunity, and every personal milestone, silence has become a rare form of strength. The more you reveal about your success, the more you invite comparison, judgment, and unnecessary attention. Not everyone who watches you is cheering for you. Some are quietly measuring your progress against their own lives, and that comparison can awaken feelings they never expected. Success has a strange effect on human nature. It inspires some people, but it unsettles others. While genuine friends will celebrate your achievements with sincere happiness, others may begin to question your decisions, minimize your hard work, or suddenly become distant. This doesn't always happen because they are bad people. Sometimes your growth reminds them of dreams they abandoned, opportunities they missed, or fears they never overcame. Instead of dealing with those emotions, they project their frustration onto the person who is moving forward, you. This is why wise people understand the value of privacy. Before a tree bears fruit, its roots grow silently beneath the ground. The strongest foundations are built where no one is watching. Your plans, your progress, and even some of your greatest victories do not need public approval to become real. In fact, protecting them often gives them a better chance to grow without unnecessary interference or opinions that create doubt. There is a difference between confidence and the constant need for validation. Confidence works quietly because it does not depend on applause. It understands that not every chapter of your life needs an audience. Every time you announce your next move too early, you give people the opportunity to criticize it, discourage it, or fill your mind with uncertainty before you've even begun. Sometimes the greatest protection for your future is simply remaining silent until your results speak louder than your intentions. Remember this principle: speak less about what you are building and let your actions tell the story. A quiet victory is often the safest victory. The less people know about your next move, the fewer opportunities they have to influence it. In the end, your success does not become more valuable because more people know about it. It becomes more powerful when it is built with patience, protected with wisdom, and revealed only when it can no longer be denied. 3. Jealous people create invisible obstacles. The most dangerous opponent is rarely the one who openly declares themselves as your enemy. Open enemies are predictable because you know where they stand. You can prepare for them, respond to them, and protect yourself against their actions. The real danger often comes from the person who appears supportive while quietly placing obstacles in your path. They don't attack your reputation in obvious ways. They don't openly tell you to stop chasing your goals. Instead, they work through small, almost invisible actions that slowly weaken your confidence, your relationships, and your opportunities. This is how jealousy often operates, not through loud conflict, but through quiet interference. Many people imagine jealousy as explosive anger or obvious hatred, but human nature is usually far more subtle. A jealous person understands that direct confrontation exposes their intentions. Instead, they may disguise envy as concern, advice, or even friendship. They might say, "I'm only trying to protect you," while encouraging you to lower your ambitions. They may tell you that your goals are unrealistic, that you're taking unnecessary risks, or that you should be satisfied with where you already are. Their words sound reasonable, but if you look closely, every conversation slowly pushes you toward doubt instead of growth. Over time, these small moments begin to accumulate. They rarely congratulate you with genuine excitement. They change the subject whenever your achievements are mentioned. They offer criticism at the exact moment you need confidence. When an opportunity appears in front of you, they focus on everything that could go wrong instead of encouraging you to prepare for success. None of these actions seem serious by themselves, which is why they are so effective. Like water slowly wearing away stone, constant negativity can gradually reshape the way you think without you even noticing it. Another common pattern is the quiet spread of doubt. Instead of confronting you directly, they may plant small questions in the minds of others. They might casually say, "I don't know if they're really ready for that position," or maybe they just got lucky. These comments sound harmless because they are presented as opinions rather than accusations, yet repeated often enough, they begin to influence how other people see you. A reputation is rarely destroyed by one dramatic event. More often, it is weakened by countless small suggestions repeated over time. Jealous people also understand the power of timing. They may choose moments when you are already under pressure to introduce fear or uncertainty. Before an important interview, they remind you of someone who failed. Before you launch a new project, they list every possible reason it won't work. After you make progress, they immediately point out what is still missing, instead of acknowledging how far you've come. Their goal may not always be conscious or deliberate, but the effect is the same. Your attention shifts away from possibility and becomes trapped in fear. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that everyone close to them wants to see them succeed. In reality, proximity does not always mean loyalty. Sometimes the people who know your dreams best are also the people who compare themselves to you the most. Every achievement you earn reminds them of what they haven't accomplished. Instead of using that feeling as motivation, they may allow it to become resentment. Because they cannot control your success directly, they attempt to influence your mindset instead. This is why emotional awareness is one of the greatest forms of power. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you leave conversations feeling inspired, focused, and motivated? Or do you constantly feel confused, discouraged, guilty, or uncertain about yourself? While everyone has difficult days, a consistent pattern of leaving someone's company with less confidence than before deserves your attention. Energy alone isn't proof of someone's intentions, but repeated patterns of discouragement are worth noticing. Another invisible obstacle comes through distraction. Some people constantly pull your attention away from what truly matters. The moment you begin building discipline, they invite you to waste time. The moment you become focused, they create unnecessary drama. The moment you commit to a meaningful goal, they encourage comfort instead of progress. They may not realize the long-term impact of these habits, but repeated distractions can delay success more effectively than open opposition ever could. Wise people understand that not every battle should be fought through confrontation. You don't need to accuse people of jealousy or constantly defend yourself against hidden motives. Often, the most effective response is simply to create healthy distance. Share less with those who repeatedly discourage your growth. Protect your plans until they are strong enough to stand on their own. Invest more time in relationships where encouragement is genuine and success is celebrated rather than tolerated. Remember, jealousy survives through access. The more someone has access to your thoughts, your fears, your plans, and your emotions, the easier it becomes for their negativity to influence your direction. Protecting your inner world is not secrecy born from fear. It is wisdom born from experience. You don't owe everyone a front row seat to your journey. In the end, success is shaped as much by the environment you choose as by the effort you invest. A single encouraging voice can strengthen your confidence, while constant exposure to subtle negativity can slowly weaken even the strongest determination. Choose your circle carefully. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to become better, celebrate your progress without comparison, and inspire you to aim higher. Because the obstacles that truly change your life are not always the ones standing in front of you. Sometimes they are the invisible barriers quietly created by the people standing beside you. 4. Distance is greater than revenge. One of the greatest misconceptions about power is the belief that every attack deserves a response. Human nature often tempts us to fight back, defend our reputation, expose those who wronged us, or prove that we are stronger than the people trying to pull us down. At first, this seems reasonable. After all, when someone disrespects you, spreads rumors about you, or quietly works against your success, the desire for revenge feels natural. You want them to experience the same pain they caused you. You imagine that confronting them will restore justice and give you peace. But in reality, revenge rarely brings peace. More often, it keeps you emotionally tied to the very person you should be leaving behind. Think about what revenge really requires. It demands your attention, your energy, your time, and your emotions. You replay conversations in your mind, imagine different outcomes, and become consumed by the need to make someone regret their actions. While you are focused on them, your own progress slows. Your goals receive less attention because your mind is occupied with winning a battle that adds nothing to your future. This is one of the oldest traps in human nature. The person who controls your emotions controls your direction. If someone can provoke you into constant anger, they have already taken something valuable from you, your focus. Powerful people understand a different principle. They know that not every conflict deserves participation. Sometimes the strongest response is refusing to enter the battle at all. Distance is not weakness. Distance is discipline. It is the ability to recognize that your peace of mind is worth more than proving a point to someone who has already chosen misunderstanding over truth. Many people believe that cutting ties with toxic individuals is an act of hostility. In reality, it is often an act of self-respect. There is a significant difference between punishing someone and protecting yourself. Punishment is driven by the desire to make another person suffer. Protection is driven by the decision to preserve your own future. When you create distance from jealous people, you are not declaring war against them. You are simply refusing to allow their negativity to occupy space in your life any longer. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day. At first, you become accustomed to the weight and convince yourself that it isn't affecting you. But the moment you finally set it down, you realize how much energy it had been stealing from you. Toxic relationships work in exactly the same way. Constant criticism, subtle competition, unnecessary drama, and hidden resentment slowly become emotional weight. You adapt to carrying it until one day you step away and discover how much lighter your life feels. One of the clearest signs of maturity is understanding that you do not need the final word in every disagreement. Some people spend years trying to convince others that they are good, honest, hardworking, or deserving of respect. They explain themselves repeatedly, hoping that one more conversation will finally change someone's opinion. Yet certain people have already decided how they want to see you. No amount of explanation will change a mind that is committed to misunderstanding you. This is why silence can become one of the strongest forms of communication. Silence is not surrender. It is the refusal to waste energy on conversations that have no intention of producing understanding. Every unnecessary argument drains emotional resources that could have been invested into building your future. Every attempt to defend yourself against baseless criticism gives more attention to people who have done nothing to earn it. There is another truth about jealousy that many people overlook. Jealous individuals often seek emotional reactions because those reactions make them feel significant. When they criticize you and you become angry, they know they have entered your mind. When they spread negativity and you constantly defend yourself, they know they have influenced your emotions. Your reaction becomes proof that they still have power over your attention. But when you calmly remove yourself from unnecessary conflict, their influence begins to disappear. They can no longer control someone who refuses to play their game. This does not mean you should ignore every problem or allow people to mistreat you without setting boundaries. Healthy boundaries are different from revenge. Boundaries are clear, calm, and consistent. They are not fueled by hatred or pride. Sometimes a boundary means saying no without guilt. Sometimes it means ending conversations that constantly leave you feeling drained. Sometimes it means limiting what you share with certain people. And sometimes it means quietly walking away without announcing your departure. Many people underestimate the power of walking away because they confuse it with losing. But not every departure is defeat. In many situations, leaving is the greatest victory available. Imagine standing in a room filled with smoke. You could spend hours arguing about where the smoke came from, who caused it, and who should be blamed. Or you could simply walk outside and breathe clean air. The wise person understands that protecting their well-being is more valuable than winning an endless debate. Another mistake people make is believing they can change everyone. They invest enormous emotional effort trying to transform jealous, negative, or manipulative individuals into supportive friends. While people can certainly grow and change, genuine transformation must come from their own willingness, not from your constant persuasion. You are responsible for your own character, not for forcing growth in someone who refuses to acknowledge their behavior. Your environment quietly shapes your future. Every conversation influences your thinking. Every relationship either strengthens your confidence or slowly weakens it. Every person in your circle contributes something to your emotional life. Some bring clarity, some bring encouragement. Others bring confusion, fear, and unnecessary stress. If you repeatedly expose yourself to people who celebrate your failures more than your victories, you should not be surprised when your motivation begins to disappear. One of the strongest habits you can develop is learning to observe rather than immediately react. Notice who becomes uncomfortable when you succeed. Notice who only contacts you when they need something. Notice who constantly creates drama around simple situations. Notice who encourages your dreams and who quietly dismisses them. Observation gives you information. Immediate emotional reactions often cloud your judgment. There is a powerful difference between being kind and being endlessly available. Kindness is a strength because it reflects your character, but allowing people unlimited access to your peace despite repeated disrespect is not kindness. It is the absence of boundaries. You can remain respectful while choosing distance. You can forgive someone without inviting them back into your life. Forgiveness frees your heart from bitterness. Distance protects your future from repeated harm. History repeatedly shows that the most influential people rarely spend their lives responding to every critic. They remain focused on their work, their purpose, and their long-term vision. They understand that attention is one of the most valuable resources a person possesses. Every minute spent feeding conflict is a minute stolen from building something meaningful. Remember this principle: your life moves in the direction of your attention. If your attention is trapped in resentment, your growth slows. If your attention is invested in purpose, your future expands. Every day you spend chasing revenge is a day you could have spent becoming stronger, wiser, and more successful. The greatest victory is not watching your enemies fail. The greatest victory is reaching a point where they no longer influence your emotions, your decisions, or your peace of mind. Imagine becoming so focused on your own mission that the opinions of jealous people become nothing more than distant noise. That is real freedom. That is real power. In the end, distance is greater than revenge because revenge keeps the past alive, while distance creates space for a better future. Revenge asks, how can I make them suffer? Wisdom asks, how can I protect my peace? One question traps you in yesterday, the other moves you toward tomorrow. Choose peace over proving yourself. Choose discipline over emotional impulse. Choose growth over endless conflict. Not because people deserve endless chances, but because your future deserves your full attention. The moment you stop chasing revenge and start protecting your energy is the moment you begin living with true power. 5. Success reveals everyone. Many people believe that hardship is the ultimate test of character. They think the most important question is, who stays with you when you have nothing? While that question certainly matters, there is another test that is often even more revealing. Ask yourself, who remains genuinely happy when you begin to succeed? Surprisingly, success exposes people's true character in ways that failure never can. During difficult times, sympathy is easy to offer because your struggles do not threaten anyone. But when your life begins to improve, when your hard work finally produces visible results, when doors begin to open for you, something interesting happens. The masks people wear often begin to fall away. Human nature is deeply influenced by comparison. Whether we admit it or not, people naturally measure themselves against those around them. Friends compare careers, family members compare achievements, colleagues compare recognition. Even people who genuinely care about one another can sometimes struggle with these comparisons. The difference lies in how they respond. Secure people allow your success to inspire them. Insecure people may allow it to awaken envy, resentment, or self-doubt. Your success does not create those emotions. It simply reveals what was already hidden beneath the surface. This is why success is such a powerful mirror. It reflects the emotional maturity of everyone around you. Some people will clap louder than you expected. Others will become strangely silent. Some will encourage you to dream even bigger. Others will suddenly begin questioning your choices. The same achievement that attracts sincere support from one person may awaken discomfort in another. The achievement itself is not the problem. It is the meaning people attach to it. Notice how different people react when good things happen in your life. A genuine friend celebrates your victory without feeling that it diminishes their own potential. They understand that your success is not evidence of their failure. They know that life is not a competition with the people they love. They can congratulate you sincerely because they are confident enough to believe that your progress does not reduce their opportunities. This mindset creates relationships built on trust instead of comparison. On the other hand, someone driven by jealousy often struggles to celebrate another person's achievements. They may congratulate you with polite words while secretly hoping your success is temporary. They may immediately change the subject, point out what you still haven't accomplished, or remind everyone of your past mistakes. Sometimes they begin comparing your achievement to someone else's, saying things like, "That's good, but have you seen what this other person accomplished?" These comments may appear harmless, yet they often shift attention away from your hard-earned progress. Another common reaction is the attempt to reduce your effort to luck. Instead of acknowledging the years of discipline, sacrifice, and persistence behind your success, they say things like, "You were just in the right place at the right time," or "Anyone could have done that." While luck can certainly influence life, it rarely explains consistent achievement. Success usually grows from countless hours of preparation that no one else witnessed. People often admire the result while overlooking the years of invisible work that made it possible. This reveals an important truth about human nature. Many people only see the harvest. They do not see the seasons of planting, waiting, failing, learning, and trying again, because they never witnessed those private moments. They assume your success arrived quickly or easily. This misunderstanding makes it easier for them to dismiss your accomplishments instead of recognizing the commitment required to achieve them. Success also changes the dynamics of relationships. Some people are comfortable with you as long as you remain at the same level they remember. The moment you begin growing beyond that version of yourself, they feel uncertain. They may resist your new habits, criticize your ambitions, or make jokes about your discipline. They are not necessarily reacting to who you have become. They are reacting to the fact that your growth forces them to confront their own choices. Your progress reminds them that change is possible, and that realization can be uncomfortable for someone who has avoided taking responsibility for their own life. Pay close attention to who supports your growth without asking you to become smaller for their comfort. The people worth keeping close will never demand that you reduce your potential simply to protect their feelings. They may offer honest advice when necessary, but they will never discourage excellence out of insecurity. Real loyalty does not fear your progress. It takes pride in seeing you become the person you were capable of becoming. One of the greatest mistakes successful people make is assuming that everyone around them shares the same intentions. They continue revealing every opportunity, every plan, every achievement, believing that familiarity automatically creates trust. But trust should be earned through consistent actions, not assumed because of history. Some people have known you for years and still cannot celebrate your victories without comparison. Others may have entered your life recently and support you with genuine encouragement. Time alone does not determine loyalty, character does. This is why observation is more valuable than assumption. Watch how people respond over time, rather than relying only on what they say. Do they encourage your growth, or do they constantly remind you of your limitations? Do they celebrate your progress, or do they search for flaws every time something good happens? Do they become genuinely excited for your achievements, or do they disappear whenever your life improves? Patterns reveal what isolated moments cannot. Another important lesson is understanding that success changes access. As your life improves, more people become interested in being close to you. Some arrive because they admire your work and genuinely value your company. Others appear because they hope to benefit from your position, your resources, or your influence. Learning to distinguish between admiration and opportunism becomes essential. A person who ignored you when you struggled but suddenly seeks constant attention after your success deserves careful observation. This does not mean every new relationship is dishonest. It simply means wisdom requires patience before placing complete trust in anyone. Success also attracts opinions. The more visible you become, the more criticism you will receive. Some criticism will be valuable because it helps you improve. Other criticism will exist simply because your progress makes certain people uncomfortable. One of the strongest habits you can develop is learning to separate constructive feedback from emotionally driven negativity. Constructive criticism focuses on helping you grow. Jealous criticism focuses on making you doubt yourself. The difference is often found in the intention behind the words. It is also important to remember that not every quiet person is jealous, and not everyone who disagrees with you secretly resents you. Human behavior is complex. People have their own struggles, responsibilities, and emotions that may have nothing to do with your success. Wise people avoid jumping to conclusions based on isolated moments. Instead, they look for consistent patterns over time. This balanced perspective protects you from unnecessary suspicion while still allowing you to recognize unhealthy relationships when they repeatedly reveal themselves. As you continue growing, you may notice that your circle naturally becomes smaller. At first, this can feel lonely. You may wonder why certain relationships faded or why some people became distant. But a smaller circle is not always a sign of loss. Sometimes it is evidence of clarity. As your values change, your environment changes with them. You begin investing more time in people who inspire growth instead of comparison, purpose instead of drama, honesty instead of hidden competition. The people who belong in your future will not fear your evolution. They will challenge you to become wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. They will celebrate your victories without secretly hoping for your downfall. They will tell you the truth when you need correction and encourage you when you face difficulties. They understand that another person's light does not make theirs shine any less. Perhaps the greatest lesson of all is this: never measure a relationship only by how people treat you during failure. Measure it by how they respond to your progress. Anyone can comfort you when you are struggling. It takes genuine security, emotional maturity, and strength of character to celebrate another person's success without comparison. That is a rare quality, and it is one worth protecting. As your success grows, resist the temptation to become arrogant or suspicious of everyone around you. Stay humble. Continue treating people with respect. Continue showing gratitude for every opportunity you receive. Success should strengthen your character, not inflate your ego. Humility protects you from believing you are above others, while wisdom protects you from placing your trust where it has not been earned. Remember that your goal is not to prove your worth to people who secretly resent your progress. Your goal is to continue building a life that reflects your values. Keep improving your skills. Keep protecting your peace. Keep surrounding yourself with people whose joy is genuine and whose encouragement is sincere. Let your success become a filter that reveals character, rather than a weapon that creates unnecessary conflict. In the end, success is one of life's greatest revelations. It uncovers hidden intentions, strengthens authentic relationships, and quietly removes people who were never truly happy for you in the first place. Instead of fearing that process, embrace it. Every person who reveals their true character gives you valuable information about who deserves a place in your future. Never chase approval from those who are uncomfortable with your growth. Never reduce your ambition to make insecure people feel comfortable. Never apologize for the rewards earned through discipline, patience, and honest effort. Your responsibility is not to carry the weight of someone else's envy. Your responsibility is to continue growing with integrity, humility, and purpose. Because in the end, success does not change people as much as it reveals them. It shines a light on what was already there all along. And once that light exposes the truth, the wisest decision you can make is to believe the patterns you consistently see, cherish those who celebrate your victories with sincere hearts, and move forward with people who want to see you rise as much as they want to rise themselves. Remember this: not everyone who walks beside you is walking in your direction. As you grow, achieve more, and become the best version of yourself, you will naturally reveal the true character of the people around you. Some will celebrate your success as if it were their own. Others will quietly resent it. Don't waste your energy trying to change them or seeking approval from people who cannot appreciate your growth. Protect your peace, guard your ambitions, and choose your circle with wisdom. Your future depends not only on the goals you pursue, but also on the people you allow to walk that journey with you. True power is not found in revenge, arguments, or proving others wrong. True power is knowing who deserves your trust, who deserves your distance, and having the discipline to move forward without looking back. If this message gave you a new perspective on human nature, leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Modern Laws of Power for more timeless lessons on psychology, influence, self-mastery, and the hidden laws that shape every human relationship. Until next time, remember this: protect your mind, protect your energy, protect your future, because sometimes the greatest danger isn't the enemy you can see, it's the jealousy you never noticed.